here's a better view and a little bit more in-depth um, explanation of why I'm doing this. So the original 1880s boat was plank on rib construction, all wood boat. This is a modern interpretation, and pardon my lines, but I was drawing the pencil line down the laser line. So what this is doing is laying out every 4 inches along the keel, which is on center where the old ribs were on the original boat. Also, every 4 inches on the shear line. And if you think about this, try to make this quick. The shear line is curved. The keel is a straight line. So it's traveling a longer distance to go around here than it is to go from the center line to the end. And what that does, and I noticed it on the original boat, but didn't really realize why until I started doing this. This is going to get 4 inches to the end quicker than this is going to get 4 inches to the end. So, but it keeps the ribs 4 inches on center in relation to each other, and taking into account the curve of the boat. So the only way that I really could do that, if I took a straight edge straight off of here plumb, it would come down somewhere in here, which would be a vertical line. But to keep them 4 inches on center, as you look, the more forward it goes, these cant just a tiny little bit. And that's the difference between the distance of what this made up here and what distance that made up there. And so it goes from absolutely vertical and eventually sways to the right. And this is an example of what I'm going to achieve. So this is just 2 coats of clear epoxy over a bare strip without any cloth over it. And you can see they don't go through. So what I've done is I've created a tool. I took this punch and put it in the drill press. See if I can get a better view of it here. There we go. I put this in the drill press and held a file here and milled it down to a tip. And that is about 3/16 long. And I've got tacks that are 3/8 long, and I'm nipping those off. Just get a shot of the tack. Pretty small. And there's the tool I made. So you can tell that I nip about half of that off, but the shank is the same size, a little bit smaller so that it actually friction fits in. And when that's done, what it does is create a spot for these tacks to go. Then I'll cloth over that, and then fiberglass, and then 3 coats of resin. This is just 2 coats of clear resin over the top, but the whole outside of the boat will have the tacks like it would have in the original. It won't go through to the inside. And on the inside, once that is fiberglassed, I will bend in all of the ribs to correspond to where those tack lines are on the inside. So I'll fiberglass the inside, 3 coats of epoxy, sand that completely flat, and then I'm going to steam bend the ribs inside of it and then affix those with epoxy, and then that will get varnish. So it's really a cedar strip representation, rebuild, reimagination, I guess you could say, of an 1880s A-Bain St. Lawrence skiff. So doing everything I can to make it look true to original and still have it be of modern construction.